Here we are. This is my second video. The ten-tec KW argonnaut, and at the moment we've got the keyer there. Now this keyer is a ten-tec Century 21 key. Very nice key. It's powder coated. I've wet seamed it. It's marked Century 670. Whether it was for the Century 21, I don't know, because it's got the same colour front as the argonnaut. And just to prove that it does actually work, I got about less than, just check that, I got about probably just about 2 watts coming out of it, according to the I hate this key. It's one thing I hate about it. The spring is too taut, and if you try to put it too close together, it's not accurate enough. So it's quite a stiff spring on it, and you adjust these two trunnions, and if you adjust them too close you make mistakes. The spring is far too tight on that, so it makes it quite difficult to operate. See, I missed one, because with my other key, which is magnetic, you can just touch it. Like you can't do it with this, and you physically got to almost whack it, and it's not very heavy and it moves. And very poor design of key. It's the original key, but very poor design. Now this rig at the moment, I've been running ft8 on it. Last night I had it turned down quite low. I didn't realise, oh shit, I started the wrong program up on the computer. Yeah, I'm going to put in my spotter, my map, and I'll show you. What I did last night is I worked into China. Oh, the map only says 7 hours ago. Well, I need it more than 24 hours then, don't I? Doesn't go more than 24. Balls. No, I actually worked into China last night, over 4,000 kilometres. And now it's on this map, it's disappeared. You can't go more than 24 hours on it. On that, you can only go 24 hours. It was over China. So I worked China last night on 2 watts on ft8. This will operate CW as well. And what I've got is I got multiple connections in the back, because I can run that on the key, even though the key is very difficult. I've also got a keying cable. So on the back there's a phono splitter, and I'm running that key and that keying cable. What's coming next is I've ordered a linear, getting one for a mate of mine's 100 watts. I'll only be using 20 watts out of it, or maybe 30. I'll only be running that very low. And I just love antique rigs, and what I'm going to do is put the linear out of the way under here with a fan, and I'm going to have it so you won't be able to see it. You'll see my tuner on the top, but you won't see the amplifier. That's the idea. I just bought a Shure 444 desk mic, and I'm going to build a little preamp board in it and a ceramic element. I've got one here. It'll fit in the head of the microphone, and I'm going to I'm not sure how I'm going to run the voltage, bias voltage for it, because there's only 3 pins on the plug, maybe a small battery in there. But so there you are. And I got several sort of keys. If I put that down so you can see the rig, I'll show you what I mean. I've got, now that light is in my way and shining in the wrong place. I've got this key here. I'll just put it here. I've also got this filter speaker. I've got a straight key somewhere. That's it. And I've also got something called yeah, I've also got a Viperplex, but I won't show that one. So if you have a look on there, I've got this straight key. This is a Hyman 709. It's a lovely key. And I've also got this side swiper. And what I had this old computer power supply, and I had a 3-core wire. And I redid that and put a plug on it. We've got to get a plug on that, I can tell you. And I actually got some tack nails, made 3 little binding pegs, because there's binding posts that go through the holes. So that works well, and I've got a key here. It's a little box. Trouble is, I'm not being funny, it's so dark in this place, you just can't see what you're doing half the time. No, I've got a keying box here, what they call a keyer. You know, one of those little Pico keyer type things. And I can send Morse on that. I absolutely love this key here. It's a fantastic key, I really love it. And I've got, I think I've got a key, and I've got a cable for this somewhere. And that works really well. And you'll notice that these rigs don't have any filters. What I did is I bought this little speaker. This little speaker is a realistic DSP speaker. Now that speaker is absolutely bloody useless on SSB. It just makes the noise shape different. But if you put it on CW and SSB, it really works on SSB. It's fantastic on SSB. So on CW, it's absolutely marvellous on CW. And I've got this so I can plug it in the radio. I bridge the speaker off circuit so I can hear the speaker and plug it into my computer to resolve to go CW. So that works. I got a power pack for it. The other thing I've bought is a power pack on eBay. Should be coming tomorrow. It's a 7 amp EA Johnson speaker power supply. I don't want to use it. I just want to use it as a power pack. So what I'm going to do is I got 2 30 amps. One's going to my mate as a gift. The other new one's going to be used to the linear, and the 7 amp power supply is going to be used to run the rig and to run the keyer and the speaker. So that should be okay for that. And it's funny, my sort of interest has always been sort of vintage rigs. It's always been my interest. And what I want to show you now is something I bought up last year. This is, sorry it's my spotlight on it, but it's so dark in here otherwise. This is a Trio 9R59DS from 1969. This is in mint condition. There was not a mark on it anywhere. It did not have the SO239 socket, which is an extra. Neither did it add the stabilizer valve. Had a bit of a hum on it. I bolstered up the main smoother, so that was better, because it was drifting all over the place. It doesn't drift at all now. It's rock stable. I also fitted the stabilizer valve, and that rig is unmarked. It's still got the original caps, and I may recap it, but it's had no use. Not even the valves are silver, not even the bulbs. So in my view, if it hasn't been used, it's probably fine. And I've run it a couple of times and it seems to work okay. And that's that one. I got various different box of tricks here. This is a frequency counter I was using on the rig. But unfortunately, it looks to me as though that is off frequency. When I put it onto the rig, it doesn't read what I know the rig to be. It seems to be about 1K off frequency, and I don't know very much about that. What we're going to do now is show you that when you want to tune into what they call it, ft8, it'll work on ft8. I've run it on ft8. It's set on 74 on here. Now I had this set all day and it didn't drift at all. I set it up this morning. I leave it for about half an hour and that rig did not drift all day. It stayed on the same frequency because I monitored it on my scope on my computer. It didn't move. And I was operating ft8 on it. I'll do a quick little test. What I'm using this keying cable, which is down here. If I just shrink that out, open the ft8 on the window there. I've got to make sure the speaker's only on 50. Otherwise, it'd be overdoing it. I know it's set on 100. So let's put that on 52, and you can see that this is the station I worked last night on here, coming up now. The same guy, BI601Z or whatever it is. It's a station up in China which I worked last night, and all the stations are being picked up, and I'll just do a little test so you know that it's all working. And I've got the tune selected. Let's put it on SSB. Put the drive up to, I think it's 2 3/4, and it is. And if we press that, I got to wind it down because it's over the 5 watt line. On the set line actually equals 5 watts. I got this rig to run on 5 watts now. In fact, it's more than that, but 8 watts on every band. So it's now keying up on 5 watts. Just to prove it does work, we just enable the TX. And then you'll realise it going to transmit in a minute. In 3 seconds. And it's transmitting now. And so it's putting out a signal. The needle's bouncing around on that little SWR set line, which is actually 5 watts exactly. Last night I worked China. I'm not saying I'll work it tonight, of course. But so I'm using a little box. I'm just using the circuit for the pickup, and I'm using this opto isolator keying cable. And of course, as I said, I've got various devices. I've got a nice big ATU. I also got this interference box. I had a bit of a problem with interference some years ago, and it was really, really bad. I mean, really bad. And I was using this QRP eliminator made in Ukraine, I think. It's a really nice device, really works well. And I've also got another rig here. I've got a ten-tec 580 Delta, but unfortunately the LSB's quit on it. I think it's a switcher and transistor gone. It switches over and it won't work. And then you touch the generator board trimmer with a metal object and it suddenly goes to LSB, so obviously the switching's gone. Me touching that trimmer is kicking up the transistor, so I think it's a leaky diode or the caps have gone flat, something like that. But my favourite rig has always been these very early ten-tecs. These, I call them sort of slide rule dials. What I'd like is the Triton is what I'd really like. And there's one on eBay, it's a 540 digital. And I thought, now that is nice. But the trouble is getting anything, it's $250. It's a nice condition, but it's getting over to America. Everything's so expensive to get it delivered here. And there's no guarantee in England it arrive in one piece, is there? So, but what I'd really like is the first cased up rig they did, which is the ten-tec Century 21. And that was the first rig they did as an all cased rig. And that was 1969. and that was CW only, so I'm thinking of trying to get a really nice one of those. I'm hoping to concentrate on CW, really. I'm getting a bit bored. A speech I can't do, I'm too deaf for. And so, and ft8 really is getting a bit boring, to be honest with you. So I'm thinking of doing sort of a bit of CW. And you can do quite well on 5 watts on CW, and if you've got an amp, you turn it up to 10. You don't need a lot, 10, 20 watts. Some years ago I worked the whole of America on 40 watts on CW with my indoor loop that I've got. I've got an indoor loop here. I'm not using even a good antenna here. Anyway, I'll say goodbye everybody, and I hope you enjoy this short video. And once I get the CW working, I'll do another video with that. I've got a Shure desk mic coming, a Shure 444, and it's lovely condition. I'm going to put a nice lead on it, and I'm going to be able to run a bit my local club net, which is local, using my desk mic. I'll only need 4 or 5 watts for my local club. Bye bye everyone.